High above the world, nestled amongst the clouds, lay the mystical realm of Draythoria. It was a land of breathtaking beauty and ancient magic. Draythoria was not like the realms below. It was a constellation of floating islands, each one a masterpiece of nature's artistry. Lush green meadows stretched as far as the eye could see. They were dotted with sparkling waterfalls that cascaded down the sides of the islands, creating rivers of pure, crystal-clear water. Towering above the meadows were mountains that scraped the heavens. Their peaks were perpetually capped with snow, glistening like diamonds under the watchful gaze of the sun. Ancient forests, home to strange and wonderful creatures, carpeted the lower slopes. The air hummed with a life force rarely found in other realms. It was a place where dragons soared freely. Their scales shimmered with the colours of the rainbow as they danced among the clouds. The dragons of Draythoria were not simply creatures of legend. They were the guardians, the protectors, and the very lifeblood of this floating paradise. Their roars echoed across the islands, a symphony of power and majesty. Each beat of their wings sent shimmers across the crystal-clear lakes that dotted the islands. These lakes, reflecting the sky and clouds above, were said to hold the wisdom of the ages. Draythoria was a realm in perfect balance. It was a testament to the enduring harmony between the elements and the ancient magic that pulsed at its core. The celestial gem was no ordinary stone. It was an object of immense power, its surface shimmering with a light that pulsed in rhythm with Draythoria's very heart. Legends whispered that the gem was a gift from the stars, a fragment of the heavens themselves. It was said to hold the power of creation itself, its energy maintaining the balance of Draythoria's floating islands and nurturing its magical essence. The guardian of the celestial gem was Solrion, the oldest and wisest of all the dragons. His scales shimmered like 1,000 sunsets. His eyes, like molten gold, held the wisdom of generations. He was deeply respected and loved. Solrion had dedicated his long life to protecting the celestial gem and ensuring the harmony of Draythoria. Solrion had seen empires rise and fall. He had witnessed the passing of seasons and the slow, steady march of time. Throughout it all, his resolve had never wavered. He understood the delicate balance that held Draythoria together. Solrion knew that the fate of the floating realm rested upon his weathered shoulders. From his perch atop Mount Celestia, the highest peak in Draythoria, Solrion could survey the entire realm. His gaze, full of ancient wisdom and a deep love for his home, missed nothing. But even Solrion, in all his wisdom, could not foresee the darkness that was to come. Vareth had always envied Solrion. Where Solrion was patient and understanding, Vareth was impulsive and quick to anger. His scales were the colour of storm clouds, his eyes burning with an inner fire that often threatened to consume him. Vareth craved power. He desired the celestial gem for himself, believing he could wield its power to reshape Draythoria in his own image. Blinded by ambition, Vareth had attempted to seize the celestial gem. Solrion, heartbroken, had been forced to banish his own brother from Draythoria. This banishment was for Vareth's own good, as much as it was for the safety of their home. Solrion hoped that time and solitude would temper Vareth's fiery heart. But banishment had only fueled Vareth's rage and resentment. He brooded in the shadows for centuries, his heart hardening like a dragon's scale. He plotted his revenge, amassing an army of creatures who lurked in the darkness between realms. These were creatures with no loyalty, except to whoever offered them the most power. They were drawn to Vareth's burning rage. Vareth knew that he could not face Solrion directly, not yet. He needed to weaken Draythoria's defences, to drain the power of the celestial gem. So Vareth unleashed his shadow army on the floating islands. They swept across Draythoria like a plague of darkness, leaving fear and destruction in their wake. The once vibrant skies were now choked with smoke and ash. The tranquil waterfalls ran red with the blood of fallen dragons. The very essence of Draythoria, the delicate balance that Solrion had sworn to protect, was teetering on the brink of collapse. Vareth was coming. Section 4. Shadow against Light. The Battle for Draythoria. The dragons fought bravely against Vareth's shadow army. They were fierce and proud, their roars shaking the very foundations of the floating islands. But the shadow creatures were relentless. They fought with the desperation of those with nothing to lose and everything to gain. The air crackled with the raw energy of their attacks. Solryan, his heart heavy with grief, led the defense. His roars of defiance echoed across the ravaged landscape. He fought with the strength of 1,000 dragons, his fiery breath incinerating the shadow creatures. But even Solryan, powerful as he was, began to tire. He was, after all, but one dragon against a relentless tide of darkness. The shadow creatures, sensing Solryan's fatigue, pressed their attack. They swarmed around him, their claws like daggers, their eyes burning with malice. The once pristine snow on Mount Celestia was now stained with the blood of both dragon and beast. The fate of Draythoria hung precariously in the balance. Just when all hope seemed lost, a beacon of light pierced the oppressive darkness. A young dragon, barely more than a hatchling in the eyes of some, rose to meet the challenge. Her name was Lyra, and she was like no other dragon Draythoria had ever seen. She was the last hope. Section 5. Lyra and the Song of Fire and Light. Lyra was unique. Her scales shimmered with an iridescent quality, shifting between the warm hues of a sunrise and the cool silver of moonlight. Her eyes, a striking violet, held a depth of wisdom that belied her young age. She possessed a rare and powerful gift. Lyra could wield both fire and light, a duality unheard of in dragon history. Lyra had been raised on tales of Solryan's bravery and Vareth's treachery. She had spent countless hours listening to the whispers of the wind as it danced through the crystal-clear lakes. The lakes taught her the ancient songs of Draythoria, songs of balance, courage and hope. These were no mere tunes. These were the very essence of Draythoria, passed down through generations of dragons. When Vareth's shadow army attacked, Lyra knew she couldn't stand idly by. She had to act, so she took to the skies, her heart thundering with a mixture of fear and determination. As she soared over her ravaged homeland, a song welled up inside her. It was a song of defiance, a song of hope. Lyra unleashed a torrent of fire and light, her voice echoing across the battlefield. It was a symphony of destruction and renewal, a testament to the duality that resided within her. The shadow creatures, caught off guard by this unexpected assault, faltered. They had never felt such power, such raw, untamed energy. Lyra's arrival on the battlefield had a profound effect on the other dragons. Her courage, her unwavering belief in the light, rekindled their own flagging spirits. They rallied around her, their roars joining her song, creating a chorus of resistance that shook the very heavens.